Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Marvin again, back with some more music reactions, and welcome back to Smitty Reacts. So, hey, on this video, we're going to be checking out something very, very special here. This song is a song I've heard before, just growing up here in the Midwest. You know, it's one of those things where we didn't have a lot of radio stations growing up, honestly, at least where I'm from anyway. And this song was one of the songs that was kind of on rotation all the time. It's like I listened to like a lot of classic rock, or well, I don't want to say it. Yeah, classic rock, I guess you could say, growing up. And this song was on one of the main stations I used to listen to anyway. The name of the song being American Pie. Now, that said, I definitely want to check this out anyway. I don't care if I've heard this song before because it's a classic song, but I have not heard this version. So I saw the fact that Home Free covered it. Somebody suggested that I check it out here and my other Home Free reactions. But I also saw the fact that Don McLean is on this song. So for those that don't know, Don McLean is the person that wrote this song and sang it originally. So I'm definitely wanting to check out not just his version of it, because I've heard him sing it before, but I want to hear what they do as a collaborative group on this song and how it kind of plays out. So I'm definitely here for it. Definitely here to like see their take, what they do with the song. Definitely here for the harmonies. I already know these guys are going to kill the harmonies, but want to see exactly what they do with this classic song right here. So that being said, I'm probably going to still pause the video a little bit, even though I've heard it before. I'd like to say that up front, just so people know how I do it on my channel. And if you guys aren't a fan of that, if you don't like that, you know, the pausing thing, that's cool. I understand it. I respect it even. What I'll do for you guys is I'll put a link to this video in the description box below. That way you can watch it all the way uninterrupted, just without me. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of weird to me. You're on a reaction channel. You're here to check out, see what I think about it, see if our things line up. And even then, go ahead and click the link anyway. Click it up. That'll just go back to Home Free's channel. That way you can run up their views on it as well. Like, I already saw it's got like millions of views on it. Like, it's cool. But do it anyway. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and hit start on this thing. We got Home Free, American Pie, featuring Don McLean. Let's go. Ooh.
A long, long time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile.
Ooh.
And I knew if I had my chance that I could make those people dance, and maybe they'd be happy for a while. But February made me shiver with every paper I delivered. Bad news on the doorstep. I couldn't take one more step. I can't remember if I cried when I read about his widowed bride, but something touched me deep inside the day the music died.
I gotta pause right there. I got to. Sorry. Already. We're only like a minute in. I gotta talk about the harmonies for a second. These dudes have such a tremendous ability to harmonize with each other. They have a really good ear for each other, I can definitely tell. But that opening note, just that consistent, sustaining note, just as kind of the backdrop, so everybody else can kind of like form around that, you know what I'm saying, fall in line with that pitch. Fantastic. I love the way that's done, and I like the way when they do staggered. How do I want to say that? I want to say rounds, but it's not a round, obviously. But they kind of delay the intro to people starting to sing. So it's like you sing first, I'll come in a little afterwards, and then you come in, and we'll all kind of like harmonize together. I love that. I love that arrangement. That's what I want to say. The way it's arranged right there. I also love the fact that Don sounds great. Now, I can tell, like, his voice doesn't sound the same he did years ago when he sang it. That's fine. Like, it doesn't have to be that way. People's voices change over time. I accept that. That's the way of life. But he sounds good. He does sound good. I know he's, like, probably at this point, he's got to be in his, like, early to mid 70s, maybe. But he's still doing it, man. He looks good. You know what I'm saying? He's looking good right there. So, yo, let me get on and start back on this thing. But I just wanted to comment on that real quick. But definitely hearing it. And the lyrics of this song already touching me. Like, this song is one of the few songs that gets me really emotional. It really does. But anyway, let's go.
Inside the day, the music died. So bye bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die.
Okay.
Did you write the book of love, and do you have faith in God above? If the Bible tells you so, or do you believe in rock and roll? Can music save your mortal soul?
Yes. Yes, I do. I 1,000% agree with that. Music can save your soul. You know what I'm saying? Not only just save your soul, replenish your soul, renew your soul, extend your soul. That's what music can do for me. Sorry about that. Let's go.
Can you teach me how to dance real slow? Well, I know that you're in love with him, 'cause I saw you dancing in the gym. You both kicked off your shoes. Man, I dig those rhythm and blues. I was a lonely teenage drunken buck with a pink carnation and a pickup truck, but I knew I was out of luck the day the music died.
Sorry, I got to pause right there. I might be pausing a lot on this one, y'all. I'll say this. I have always loved that lyric. You know what I'm saying? I have always loved that part of the song, and the song in general, because songwriting wise, it's probably one of the best written storytelling songs of all time. It really is. Takes you back to that old kind of folk type of feel where, you know, like they're really just out to tell a story. That being said, like the visuals of the way it's written here, because like the guy's basically talking about the fact that he's in love with somebody else that loves somebody else, which is never a good look, you know, and maybe he's trying to approach her, or maybe trying to see if maybe he can like figure a way in. But then they get hit with this news, tragic news, you know what I'm saying? And he knows he's out of luck. Like he was like I said, I'm a Bronco buck with a pink carnation. I got my pickup truck, but I knew I was out of luck the day the music died. Like, I'm not trying to approach anybody when people are sad, you know, or try to like profess his love to somebody. Like, I like that because it's a human emotion, and it's a human take, you know, on hearing about tragedy, like, and how it can change your perspective on what's going on at that time. Like, I like that. Anyway, let me get back to it. Let's go.
I started singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove me Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Now for 10 years we've been on our own, and moss grows fat on a rolling stone. That's not how it used to be. When the jester sang for the king and queen in a coat he borrowed from James Dean, and a voice that came from you and me. Oh, and while the king was looking down, the jester stole his thorny crown. The courtroom was adjourned, but no verdict was returned. And while Lyndon read a book on Marx, the quartet practiced in the park, and we sang dirges in the dark of the day.
Sorry to pause right there. I like that's really meta right there. We're talking about the quartet practice in the park, and we sang dirges in the dark. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought that was pretty cool. Just the fact I think he even got that it was like a super meta kind of joke was or reference, I should say. I don't know if it's a joke, but anyway, he kind of chuckled at it. I like that. Um, Now, for people that don't know about the song and the meaning of it, like, again, like, this is a song I've heard many times, but it's really talking about the story of when the Big Bopper, Buddy Holly, and Richie Valens passed away on a tragic plane crash. They were on tour, from what I understand. I remember that from the movie La Bamba, actually. um, and how they all took off the plane and the plane crashed because the weather was bad and none of them survived. Nobody survived. And at the time, those guys were like musical giants. They had all hit records. There's all on a promo tour, push their albums and expand their fan base. Stuff that artists should do. Just trying to live their life and provide for their families. And none of them made it. So it's really about hearing the news because I believe at the time that was probably one of the first big tragedies of what was that? That'd have been like the 50s or 60s, I want to say. And like it was just unprecedented times, unprecedented news, and it literally hit people like a ton of bricks, like especially fans and stuff like that, and obviously their family and friends. Which you can, if you see the movie La Bamba, or even the Richie Valens story or the Big Bopper story. I think that each of them have their own individual movies, but La Bamba is probably my favorite of all of them because it really talks about how Richie Valens, being of Hispanic descent, really had to like deal with a lot of stuff in his life to get to that point in his life, and it was tragically cut short. So anyway, check those movies out if you haven't. But I like the take of ordinary people's reaction to that news on this song. That's what I love the most. So anyway, I'm gonna stop talking, rewind a little bit. Let's get back to it. I just want to see him smile again when he says that line too. Let's go.
He borrowed from James Dean in a voice that came from you and me.
See, he touched his coat right there too.
Oh, and while the king was looking down, the jester stole his thorny crown. The courtroom was adjourned, but no verdict was returned.
That note.
And while Lyndon read a book on Marx, the quartet practiced in the park, and we sang dirges in the dark. The day the music died, while we were singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove me Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye and singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Helter skelter in a summer swelter, the birds flew off with a fallout shelter. 8 miles high and falling fast. It landed foul on the grass. The players tried for a forward pass with the jester on the sidelines in a cast. Now the halftime air was sweet perfume while the sergeants played a marching tune. We all got up to dance, oh, but we never got the chance, 'cause the players tried to take the field. The marching band refused to yield. Do you recall what was revealed today? The music died. We started singing.
Sorry to pause right there again. Like, again, I love the storytelling of this song. Like, that part right there is honestly like probably one of my favorite parts of the song because they're talking about, hearing the news and the impact on the game. Like, they're out there playing football. Like the game's going on and stuff like that. They got the marching band right during halftime, which is normal. That's cool. You do a little halftime thing. You slide off the stage or slide off, let the football game continue. But they heard the news probably right before they went out there, and then they just stopped. They're like, we're just gonna keep playing. We're just gonna keep playing it as honor in a way to honor, these people that has passed away. And I could think as a musician, if I was in a position, like I would just be like, yo, what can we do to pay tribute or honor these guys that have just tragically lost their life in that moment? You know what I'm saying? And their decision was just like, hey, just keep playing, play music, because it can soothe, it can help, it can hurt. But at this time, we needed a way to convey our grief. We needed it as a way as an outlet right now, and they're going to use that platform to do it. And like they said, they just jammed at the football game, which is cool to me, because typically you would return the time back to the players, but they're like, nah, we ain't doing that. So anyway, I always thought that part of the song was really cool to me. So I'm gonna rewind a little bit because I went on a little longer than I planned. Let's go.
Marching tune, we all got up to dance. Oh, but we never got the chance, 'cause the players tried to take the field. The marching band refused to yield. Do you recall what was revealed today? The music died.
We started singing, bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove me Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye and singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die.
Oh, and there we were all in one place.
Okay.
A generation lost in space, with no time left to start again. So come on, Jack, be nimble. Jack, be quick. Jack Splash sat on a candlestick, 'cause fire is the devil's only friend. Oh, and as I watched him on the stage, my hands were clenched in fist of rage. No angel born in hell could break that Satan spell. And as the flames climbed high into the night to light the sacrificial rite, I saw Satan laughing with delight. The day the music died,
And he was singing, bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove me Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye and singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. I met a girl who sang the blues, and I asked her for some happy news, but she just smiled and turned away. And I went down to the sacred store where I'd heard the music years before, but the man there said the music wouldn't play. In the streets the children screamed, the lovers cried and the poets dreamed, but not a word was spoken. The church bells all were broken. And the three men I admire most, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, they caught the last train for the coast. The day the music died, and they were singing, bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. This will be the day that I die.
Wow. Wow. That's all I got to say about that, man, is wow. Let me tell you about that. Every time I hear this song, especially when you dive into the meaning of the song, it's always been emotional for me. mainly because I think I can just empathize with the meaning of the song and what it represents in a way. It's honestly like a song about the loss of innocence, the loss of, you know, just living in a world where you're not even thinking about the potential of people losing their life early, especially at a young age or unexpected. That's happened to me in my personal life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had people back when I was super young. You know, not just like, you know, grandparents, family members, stuff like that, but like friends, good friends pass away at a super young age, you know, and you're not even thinking about that. You know, you're like 15, 20 years old, whatever the case might be, and you're like, man, we can just live on forever. But when that hits you, you realize that life is finite. You know, there's definitely a limit to it, and this song just kind of hits home on all those emotional points, in my opinion. But I like the end part in particular, because like the last part that he says, you know, like, I was looking for the three men I admired most, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, and they took the last train for the coast the day the music died. You know, and I always think about that, you know, just from a poetic point of view, because it's like, you know, the higher powers, the people that you thought were going to be able to protect you or look out over you on that day, at least, it seems like they left. It seems like they're out of the picture, you know, and allowed this thing to happen. Because if those guys are there, nothing bad can happen, right? Like, that's your thought. But I think in reality, things happen for a reason. And sometimes the reason is really just to help put things into perspective. You know, things are temporary. Things have a season. Things come and go, whether it be money, finances, friendships, relationships, you know, people in your life. And eventually, all of us all have a season, you know, and we may think that, you know, things are abandoning us, or things, you know, people or God or whatever the case might be, isn't looking out for us like the way we thought he should or would. But at the same time, it's like, look, I put this thing into motion years ago, you know, and it is going to keep doing, you know, until I say so. Long story short. So, and anyway, I always thought that was really a really awesome and poetic line. It just helps you think and put things in perspective. So anyway, I'm trying not to preach here a little bit. I don't want to come off that way, but I always like that line of the song. But again, this song right here is a classic. Like, it just encapsulates a lot of emotional turmoil at the time. You know, a lot of the impact of having people, you know, that you think are going to be here for a long time, the emotional impact of them passing away. Like, just a great song. It really is just a tremendous song. And honestly, probably one of the best songs ever written. Again, that's my opinion, but that's just the way I look at it. But let's talk about the people on the songs here and end this on a happy note for a second. You know, I don't want to drag you guys down. These guys just did their thing. Home Free came on this song and just harmony wise killed it. I love the fact that it's all a cappella. You know, they all did their thing. The bass singer, you guys know I'm a fan of that bass singer, man. He's just amazing. He's a talent. He's a phenom. And I got something for him. I got some more music coming out from him in here, and probably right after this one, actually. And then Don McLean, being the age that he is right now, just came on the track and still did it. I love the arrangement on here too, where they found a way to like really blend him into the group. Like, they took him and like added his voice along with him, everybody else. And honestly, he sounded like he just fit right in. The way that they used him as a vocal instrument, great arrangement, great implementation of the song, and a great way to present this in a new way. They kind of up-tempoed it a little bit too, put a little hip-hop, you know, kind of bounce in the background, so you can nod your head to it. And it modernizes the song for people that maybe never heard the song before. Maybe they want to go back and check out the original versions. Also great. One last thing, and I'm gonna get out of here. I also appreciate the fact they did the entire song, because I've heard times where this has been on the radio and they'll cut out that Helter Skelter piece, which is honestly super important. You know, the Helter Skelter in a summer swelter. the birds fall out from the fallout shelter or whatever they say, but some people cut that line out because of the Helter Skelter line, because of the Charles Manson thing, and they cut that thing out. And I get it. I get why you may not want to have that in the song. But to me, it's super important in terms of the storytelling. So I'm glad that they kept that line in there. Super dope. So anyway, y'all, that's it. That's all I got on this one. Fantastic song. Great version. I'm going to be listening to this thing probably all day today. I'm going to just have this thing on repeat. So I'm going to get up out of here. Again, my name's Marvin. This is Smitty Reacts. And until the next video, please take care of yourself. Be kind to one another. And if you guys can do that, I'll catch you guys on the next video. All right? All right. Peace.